What's going on, everyone? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So I think Scattershot is a pretty slept on ability, and not for necessarily the reasons you think. A lot of people don't like it because of the randomness. I don't think it's played very often, but there are some qualities of Scattershot that I think make some of these monsters a must add to your deck for specific situations. And we're going to get into some of those in this video. But before we do, I am Hawks21. I cover Splinterlands almost every single day. If you enjoy my content or learn anything new, or just love Splinterlands, it would be awesome if you can like and subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. So unfortunately, I only have 2 battles to show you today, mainly because if I go right here, you'll see my ECR is right below 50. I just played a match at about 50, so I went down to 49.58. If I play another one, I'm going to go all the way down to 44.58. So I'm going to cool off from playing for a bit. If you saw my video on maximizing my rewards, where I'm going to go in sort of 2-day bursts, this was the end of my 2nd day. So I only got 2 battles to test this out. If it keeps coming up, I'll make a follow-up video, but I'm thinking I can get these point across with these 2 battles. And they're both slightly different, and I'll walk you through them. So here's the first one. I'm playing my good friend on Twitter, Brave Tofu. If you are on Twitter, you should first of all follow me, and then also follow Tofu. He gets into some interesting Splinterlands conversations, and he's beaten me a bunch of times, but spoiler alert, I got the better of him here. So if you look at the rule set, weak magic, which means magic hits armor before it goes to health. Basically everyone has void armor. And blast. This screams shield bearer, right? And Tofu had played a shield bearer lineup previously, so I was kind of sitting on it. That's what I was expecting. He went with something a little bit different, but basically what I was anticipating was a front line similar to what I played. Generally in Blast, you want to play a Taunt monster, and then next to that Taunt monster, you want to put someone with Reflection Shield. He did play a Reflection Shield monster, but Demon Shark doesn't have Taunt. So, we could have fired other places, but I was expecting Shield Bearer. Specifically in the weak magic, right? Because you're getting the benefit of this shield. Really the only great way to combat Shield Bearer in general is with overloading magic attacks, which is why I like Wraiths so much, because that provides a little more assistance and basically creates a weak magic rule set for Shield Bearer. But anyways, I'm thinking, I don't want to fire at Shield Bearer because, he's got that return fire. It's weak magic, so, getting a ton of magic isn't going to hit the same as it normally would against him. Why don't I try this Scattershot play that I had been sort of thinking about as a way to get around taunts anyways? Because, one of my favorite strategies to run, and you'll see a lot of streamers running this now, is a backline taunt strategy to send the attacks to the back while you have this massive damage dealer up front, like Jared Scar. I made a video outlining this strategy with him, or the Demon Dragon, or what is the dragon? Whatever the dragon with Giant Killer is, that's 7 mana, putting him in the front, just as like a distraction. So I've been thinking about the validity of Scattershot, and this was the perfect opportunity to run it. Let's just run it. What you'll see is we basically get this back line super low in health and let other people sort of finish them off. But this battle ends up being pretty close. Oh, another good thing about these guys in the Blast, like the one way people have played them now is in the Blast rule set in general, because they can just fire to the back line randomly, which means, your Blast is going to hit multiple positions. But part of the good thing here now with Reflection Shield is you can potentially target the Reflection Shield monster, right? So these guys could shoot at Tidebiter and get rid of the Reflection Shield, which would sort of pick up our blast damage that we're doing. The caveat here is Venator Kinjo, one of the probably better Reflection Shield monsters, has camo, and Scattershot cannot hit camo monsters. Okay, enough introduction, let's show the battle. And I brought a bunch of Resurrects. Basically wanted to keep the Shield Bearer alive as long as possible so I could get lucky with my Scattershot monsters. I think we actually missed the first one. Yeah, we do. You can see we're taking no real blast damage. I didn't bring a cleanse or a heal. Looking back on it, I probably should have. I don't know who I would have replaced, but instead I kind of just went with the Resurrects to sort of play that role. So you can see we already have to use a Resurrect, but there we go. We hit the back line. See, we're doing a bunch of damage. Our frontline blast damage doesn't hit because of the Reflection Shield. Again, hitting the back line, they get really weak. You know, those 2 Reflection Shield shots, and these guys are down to 1. You know, I'm not going after their Demon Shark that has a ton of shield. You know, I'm going after these lower health people in the back. He didn't bring a triage. So now these guys are very, very weak and vulnerable, which you'll see is really important to me later. I think that's the second time they wipe them out. There's our second Resurrect. You know, they're just spending all of this time. They hit the poison, so I think... So then right there, we hit the Reflection Shield monster. We hit Tidebiter, so we're able to do some damage there. And now 4 of their monsters have 1 health, and 1 of them has 2 in the back line. So they are ready to topple. All right, 5 of their monsters had 1 health there for a second before the kitty heal. That's the other thing, right? We're using Scattershot monsters to beat kitty. This was a big one. So we took out 2 of their monsters there with Scattershot. You know, then ideally here we would go after the Tidebiter, but I don't think that's how it works. And that's part of it. You need to get... Oh, we don't even get that one off. So there we go. So there we go. Our main damage dealers that we were relying on are gone. But at this point, these guys are so weak, you can just watch what happens. We get rid of the Demon Shark, get rid of the Tidebiter, and the Deep Lurker, because they just had such little health. And then actually the Venator finishes it off. But yeah. So Scattershot helps me avoid the big tank in the front, does a bunch of damage in the back. Unfortunately didn't eliminate anyone, but got everyone so weak that, you know, the minor blast damage was able to take everyone out and get me the win. Okay, here's the second one that's more standard of what you see. Another blast rule set. And again, this screams Shield Bearer. I basically run the same lineup. I don't know why I switched these. I generally want to put High Priest behind Adelaide because, you know, I'd rather have her move up into the first position before High Priest. But anyways, again, I was expecting this. This is the perfect example of that backline tank strategy in Blast. Everyone fires the Shield Bearer, protect them with the Venator. Now, we can't target the Venator with our scatter shots. But he had played this lineup a ton with Wraith. He actually hadn't used Cornelius. This one caught me off guard a little bit. Because it's kind of a weird situation where, all right, we can't fire at Venator. So we have 5 options. And the only option that won't give me return fire is hitting the Lone Boatman. You know, if I hit here or here, the blast damage from Cornelius will be sent back at me. Or if I hit Cornelius straight up, or the Shield Bearer straight up, they'll fire it straight back. So this is a pretty good lineup against it. I had to get a little bit lucky. But as you can see, I just no longer have to keep firing at the Shield Bearer. I'm able to do damage to their support team, which makes them much, much, much weaker. And these other really powerful cards easier to get through. as always, brought a bunch of resurrects, but let's play it. So the first one we get lucky and we hit the lone bowman, which was great. To actually shatter my shield bearer immediately. But again, see, they're firing at this, and then here, that was big, right? We got a little lucky here, but that shot at the Adelaide takes out both of these. So 2 of their support monsters, and she had no health, so that resurrect didn't trigger. Look, we've wiped out all of their support. So obviously we're going to get some return fire, but we're in a much less dire situation. They don't have, both of their repairs are gone. Their resurrect was gone. Now we just need to get through their people. So all of their protectors are gone. Unfortunately, we're going to face a lot of return fire because that's just the monsters they have left. But they have no way of healing, really. So it's just a matter of time before we whittle away at their lineup. Again, this one took some luck, but it gives you a chance, right? Where they're just sort of going right up against my shield bearer. I had the option, or I had the chance of going around theirs, and that's exactly what happened. And this ends up being a really easy victory, all because of Scattershot. So I think this, you know, a lot of the cards with Scattershot aren't very expensive, and I think people are sleeping on this ability. Actually, let's go look at all the cards with the ability. I think I was looking at it before. It might already be up. See how we win that one too. Oh yeah, it is already up. Okay, so these are the 5 monsters with Scattershot. Bloodmaker, I haven't really used at full level. I don't have Yoden. He's too expensive to rent. But I mean, he's a penny, right? Acid Shooter is one of the cheapest epics with only 2 mana. What does he get again? Does he get to 3? Yeah, he gets to, he only gets to 2, but still 2 mana with the poison, Scattershot. He's part of that good low mana earth strategy. Portal Spinner, which I just used. Chaos Dragon. Gem Meteor I have leveled up. I leveled Gem Meteor up pretty early on when it was pretty cheap. I think people are catching on a little bit. Mainly I did it because of the piercing. Everyone knows Chaos Dragon's good. I don't need to talk about the Chaos Dragon. Actually, let's go here. If you didn't know, in Peak Monsters, you can type in an ability here. So I can do Scatter, and I think that'll bring up all the Scattershot monsters. As of right now, I am not interested in... Yeah, so these are really, really cheap. The Gem Meteor and the Chaos Dragon, are sort of middle of the line for their abilities. Or sorry, not skill level. Middle of the line, like Chaos Legendaries. Middle of the line Chaos Epics in terms of their cost. But these are really, really cheap. How many more? If I go to my cards, how many more do I need? I'm renting, as you can see. I didn't have one for one of the strategies that I wanted when I saw one of those rule sets. So I went out and rented one right before the battle started, actually. What do we need? So we have 25 of them. Do you need to max it all the way out? You can't. Yeah, you do. You want that 4th attack. So I would need 90 of them. Let's see. Oh, they're actually cheaper than 7 cents. So if I wanted to do this, if I wanted to bulk buy 90, what does that look like? Total price, average price is 7 cents for $6. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Let me look at the other ones too. How many acid shooters do I need? Might hold off on the acid shooter just because it's a little bit less of a it works a little less with that strategy. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the acid shooter. And then what about the blood maker? That would be in rewards. So I only have 30. I wonder, is it worth it for me to just... I'm not gonna buy all 400, or maybe I will. Let's see, what do I need? I need 369, I think. Yeah, 369. Need this bulk buy to load. Am I gonna get over a penny if I do 369, or is it literally just gonna be $3? Yeah, it's gonna be $3.69. Actually, don't know if it'll let me do that, but I'm just gonna hit buy. I don't know how much they're gonna give me. Yeah, putting my money where my mouth is. I really like Scattershot. I think it's severely underrated. Let's see. Did it go through? Looks like it did. All right, I'm gonna make my own max level here. Sorry, my dog's scratching at my chair. So if you hear any noise, you can blame it on him. Oh, and we did get some. We didn't get that many, but we'll just combine them. I'll worry about max come out later. I don't play fire that much, but yeah. So I'm in on Scattershot. I think it's very underrated. People are sleeping on this ability. I think the combination with Portal Spinner and Gym Meteor is really great. You can run a similar thing with the Blood Maker. Yeah, I'm all about sort of finding cards and abilities before other people think they're good, basically. That's how I would describe them. And I think this might be the instance. You know, as more taunt monsters come out, I think Scattershot's going to become a huge part of, you know, combating that. So I'm excited to level up the Portal Spinner and welcome that card to my deck as, you know, the most recent one that I've maxed out. All right, I'm going to stop it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Hope you guys learned something new. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. I hope you guys are loving Splinterlands as much as I am. Good luck, and I will talk to you guys soon.